Every so often it's good to switch things up, so today instead of looking at a game, we're looking at one of my favorite animated films, Redline. While I definitely say I watch anime less than I play video games, I've always had an avid interest in it. I don't watch everything that comes out, but when something comes along that really stands out to me, I have to watch it. And that's what Redline was. Redline is an action-packed, adrenaline-pumping racing film that takes place in a future where ground-based vehicles are almost completely replaced by hovercars. Even then, people from all across the galaxy come together to participate in Redline, a grand race that involves only ground-based racers. The film follows Sweet JP, a racer whose dream it is to win Redline one day, but unfortunately can't because he's involved in a race-fixing scheme with the Mafia. Even when he tries to blow them off and win Yellow Line, a qualifying race for Redline, he's forced to lose. Without giving too much away, JP eventually ends up qualifying for Redline due to a technicality. And what follows is a ton of build-up and a ton of payoff once the race finally starts. The film is an absolute joy to sit through from beginning to end. Even though it's bookended by two intense races, with a lot of character development making up a majority of the middle, it still isn't dull by comparison because there are so many colorful and likable characters being introduced and interacting with each other.
We're Lynchman and Johnny Boy, badass bounty hunters. But you knew that. We always get the bad guys because we're the fastest in the galaxy. That bastard machine had beat us before, but with our new vehicle, this time's gonna be different. That's right. This time it's gonna be payback time.
Yeah, suckers!
Even though this is a racing movie, that isn't the only type of action in the film. There are fistfights, shootouts, and even giant monster battles to keep things interesting. No matter what's going on, Redline delivers it all in an extremely stylish way. The movie is just so damn cool. I haven't mentioned its animation yet, but I can guess you've noticed how gorgeous it is, especially if this is your first time being introduced to it. It was in production for 7 years, and their effort shows. Unlike almost any other animated work in this day and age, Redline's vehicles are all animated by hand. While CGI cars and monsters may pull you out of the experience in other works, Redline's consistently beautiful animation draws you into the experience. You can tell this was a labor of love, and it shows in each frame. Every shot in the film is eye candy, not only because of the animation quality, but because of its striking art style. It feels like it blends the vibrancy of something like Jet Set Radio with the hard shadows of No More Heroes. And while we're mentioning video games, this is the kind of racing game I want to see. The only thing that comes close is F-Zero, but even that's going for a completely different look and feel. Needless to say, I think this film would appeal to a lot of people, especially video game fans, because of how fast and engaging the action is. It not only has intense action, but some very funny and even dramatic moments, and the animation isn't the only thing that stands out in it, because it's also filled with some awesome musical tracks and great performances from the voice actors. The only thing I can really bring up as a potential negative is how suddenly the film ends. It makes total sense why it would end the way it does, and it actually works really well on your second viewing, but when it's your first time watching it, the ending just sort of comes sooner than you'd expect it. Just keep this in mind when you're watching it, and it shouldn't catch you off guard at all. It doesn't leave anything that matters up in the air, which is part of the appeal to me. Instead of hoping for a sequel, I appreciate how self-contained the film is and look forward to any future works by this director. By the way, did you know these guys are actually from another show by the same director called Trava Fist Planet? Pretty cool. Anyway, the biggest compliment I can give to Redline is that it knows exactly what it is and what it needs to be. It plays to all of its strengths perfectly, and the film is a blast to watch because of it. I definitely suggest checking this out if you haven't. Let me know what you thought of the movie if you watched it because of this video, and I'd also appreciate it if you'd let me know whether or not you'd like to see me do more videos on anime in the future. I've always kept my channel focused on gaming, but I feel like branching out after all this time. Thanks for watching everybody, I really appreciate it.